Hello everyone and welcome to my review of a perfume called African Leather by Memo from Paris. So first off, I want to give you my best wishes for the new year. May it be better than the last one in every aspect imaginable, especially when it comes to testing and owning whichever perfumes you held off and didn't get to test, didn't get to buy, didn't get to own in the last year. May this one be the one where you find yourself in the perfume world and when you get any perfume you wanted for so long. Okay, so the review. The perfume I'm going to talk about today is a very special one, very unique blend, and just an amazing olfactory achievement. It was launched in 2015, and as far as I can see, the perfumer here is Eleanor Massenet. So she is not listed in Fragrantica. I don't know why, but yeah, I done some research and she pops up as the perfumer of this creation. This perfume falls into the collection from Memo called Queer Nomades, which basically translated means nomad leather. This is by far their most recognizable perfume and probably their bestseller by far. Everyone who knows about Memo knows primarily about African leather. And I did test some other ones from the collection. I owned the Discovery set, and if you are interested into any of these perfumes, I highly recommend you get that Discovery set. I bought it from their original site. And yeah, that's the best way to discover new fragrances. And who knows, maybe you'll test some other leather from them that will be better for you than this one. It is, as I said, very original and unique collection, and it focuses around different combinations of leather that kind of draw inspiration from the geographical area. So for example, from Africa, from Irish, you have Irish leather, you have Argentinian leather, you do have Russian, Iberian, Sicilian, and so on. Now, to be fair, and if you tested any of these, you will know that the Queer Nomades hardly smell leathery in a traditional scent. So in fact, some of them, at least to my nose, almost have no leather at all. So if you are expecting, your traditional leather scent, you will not get it with this one or with the other one especially. So for example, Irish leather almost had no leather, basically nothing leathery about that fragrance except maybe for the base. You had some sort of suede-like accord, but all in all, not a leathery fragrance. And this one is not also primarily, at least, a leathery fragrance. So with that in mind, you may say that the naming of this collection and these fragrances is to a certain extent misleading, because as I said, you may expect to smell something leathery here and you will not get it. Okay, so packaging and presentation. So you can see it comes into this rectangular box. It says Memo on the front. On the bottom you have the name of the fragrance, you have the batch code and everything. And when you open it, it opens sort of like this book or a booklet. And you can see this map here which lists some of their fragrances, their names. So you don't see it actually, but up there is African leather, you have ocean leather, and you have all these ingredients. So vetiver, you have what's this, green tea, and so on. Here it says the journey is the destination. This is where the fragrance is stored. Here it says, you can read it if you want. All in all, pretty good packaging, pretty good box. For the money you pay, you do get pretty decent presentation. So not just some cheap cardboard box and some cheap bottle design. The bottle is also, as you see, rectangular. You have this plaque here, and they do have these cool designs. I think they stem from probably traditional African garments. This pattern here. You have what's this, cheetah, and yeah, it says Queer Nomades on the bottom. So basically, yeah, that's the presentation. You can draw your own conclusions. I think it's rather nice. Okay, let's read some notes. So on the top you have cardamom from Guatemala, you have geranium absolute from Egypt, and you have pink pepper. In the heart you have rose essence, you have Indonesian patchouli and cinnamon. And on the base you do have leather accord, you have oud essence, and you have amber accord. Now, as always, I will tell you the notes and the accords that I personally can smell, and just kind of the general vibe that I get from this perfume, what it smells like to me, what comparisons do I draw from it, and so on, so on. So let's start with spray. Okay, so first thing first, the sprayer itself is not that good. When it comes to presentation itself, it's probably the worst part of it. So for the money you pay, you will definitely expect much better sprayer. So it doesn't spray a lot of juice, it doesn't go pretty so wide, and you just have to keep in mind that if you like to overspray a bit, you may need more sprays, but trust me, with this one you don't need overspraying. First thing that you smell is that this is an extremely well blended composition. So that means that picking out individual notes may be a bit harder because all the notes work together and they create some sort of synergy of scent. So you may have some other fragrances that you may pick different notes with ease, but this one is so well blended that you may have to struggle to pick out individual notes. Generally, what you get here is a really spicy, really warm fragrance that perfectly aligns with the whole African savanna thing that it is meant to represent. So really a warm fragrance, perfect for winter, but I myself do wear it in spring and fall also. So straight up, I do smell a small dose of cardamom, which at least to me give this one a, let's say, powdery effect, powdery feel. The leather is also there, so this is one of Memo's queer nomades that's most leathery, so to say. Still nothing too leathery, but compared to some other ones, the leather is noticeable, and it does have more of a suede-like quality, which also gives it this dusty and powdery feel. So next, vetiver, it is definitely here. So even though on the official site they don't list vetiver, Fragrantica does, and you can definitely smell it. It is paired with bergamot, and it does heavily remind me of those type of vetiver that are presented in, let's say, Terre d'Hermès, so the sharp, almost sour-like vetiver, rather than the really earthy kind, like, for example, Encre Noir. So it smells much more similar to that type of vetiver from Terre d'Hermès, rather than, you know, Encre Noir. It's that deep, earthy vetiver that's just not present here. Now, cinnamon, it is probably the most recognizable note here, at least to me. Yeah, it is also quite present here. It's definitely giving it this warm, spicy feel. If you smelled some other non-sweet fragrances, I don't like Halston Z14. If you ever smell that one, you will know that. Yeah, you will know that cinnamon can smell really spicy. It smells really spicy. Now it is often paired with vanilla and similar notes, so you may have the notion that it is only used in sweet fragrances, but that's not the case. It's heavily used in this one. It's not sweet at all. Maybe a little bit from the amber and the base, but other than that, you know, you're not getting the sweet cinnamon, but you're definitely getting that spicy cinnamon that just spices up the whole composition. There is a hint of patchouli here, just to give it a small earthy accord. It's barely noticeable. I really don't pick it up so much, but to a small degree it is there. Let's just say that way. Same goes with amber, so just a hint of it, mainly in the base, just to bind all of these notes together. But again, perhaps a somewhat sweeter amber, not so balsamic, not so smoky as amber can tend to go. This one is just, yeah, somewhat sweet, not overly sweet, nothing like that, but kind of a sweet one in the base, barely noticeable, but still there. Now, regarding the cumin, if you've smelled cumin in fragrances, sometimes it can give off this very sweaty feel, this very almost animalic smell. Take for example MFK's APLS or Papillon Salome. So they use a lot of cumin, and paired with some other notes from them, it does give off this very animalic feel, very sweaty feel. And in this fragrance you can detect some cumin, definitely, but it's by no means that sweaty, that animalic one. It is just there somewhere. It is used. You can kind of pick it up, but don't expect anything animalic from this one. It really isn't. Neither is it leathery. It's also not animalic. It's not sweaty. Just a small hint of it, let's say. And oud, lastly, I just don't pick up any oud at all. So regarding the comparisons with some very popular fragrances, there are a few. Firstly, people often compare this one with L'air du Desert Marocain by Tower. Probably that's because both share the similar geographical inspiration. So this one shares with Africa. Tower draws inspiration from Morocco. Both Morocco is in Africa, of course. And I guess both are supposed to smell like desert or like savanna. And also, when you look at the note breakdown, there are a lot of similar notes. So you have cumin, you have patchouli, vetiver, amber, so on. And as hard as I try, I just don't get the similarity here. So this one, to me, I don't know, maybe in the beginning there is this very, very small similarity between the two, probably from the aromatic notes. But all in all, African leather and L'air du Desert Marocain, not similar at all. In fact, you can see in the right corner I do have the extrait version of L'air du Desert Marocain. I'm not even gonna bother pronouncing this one. In French it's really hard for me, but yeah, it basically means the heart of the desert. So I spray the Tower one. I know what I'm talking about, and frankly, to me, at least to my nose, the comparison just ain't there. Next, there is that Terre d'Hermès comparison. And first couple of times that I sprayed African leather, I just didn't get that at all. It didn't really cross my mind at all. But now, the more I think about it, the more I'm starting to smell that similarity. In a nutshell, this does smell like a spicier, wintry, leathery, distant cousin of Terre d'Hermès. Nothing, all too similar. Can't even put this one in the same category as that one. But a hint of similarity is there, definitely, regarding that vetiver and the spiciness of it. And lastly, this one I actually picked up myself, and I do see on the internet that the other people do agree with this. And basically I do smell some similarity with Parfums de Marly Layton. So I would say it is mostly because of that cinnamon note that gives the warm spiciness to both fragrances. Of course, Layton is heavily infused with vanilla. There's no vanilla here. They also do share some similar notes, of course, but all in all, I would say the cinnamon is the one that truly, I do smell it now. So also faint similarity, nothing too big, but kind of both Layton and this one fall into the warm spicy category, and I think that cinnamon note may be the one that is responsible for all of it. And all in all, as I said in the beginning, this is a quite unique composition. It doesn't really smell like anything else that's out there, so don't think that if I said that it smells somewhat similar to these fragrances, or some other people say that it smells similar to some other fragrances. This is quite a unique composition. You just have to try it yourself and you will see. Even though some similarities are there, still miles off, and you can own both. If that's what you're thinking about, yeah, you can own both this and both Layton or Terre d'Hermes, whatever. Similarities to some extent are there, but all in all, quite unique composition. Now on my skin, this is a more linear scent, so it smells quite similar from start to finish. Not a lot of development, but that's fine by me. It smells really amazing, and I don't need any development here, as it is quite unique, quite good composition. Now performance is really excellent. It starts out super strong, definitely a performance beast, and it holds that strength for an hour or two. After that, it is still very noticeable with, I would say, even perfect sillage. So you can smell it on yourself, but it is not too overpowering for you or other people around you. So people will smell this on you, definitely you too will smell it on yourself, but it will not, scare people away like some fragrances do. Perfect sillage, I would say. And it's super strong in the beginning. It's strong enough to smell it on yourself for a lot of time, but it is not overpowering by any means, and it doesn't get cloying or unpleasant as some other fragrances do. Now longevity is also quite stellar. It lasts 10 hours easily, probably even more. And for some, I would say 6 to 7 hours it lasts. And after that, you do get some type of skin scent, let's say, but not truly. It still has some power left. And after that, you do get true skin scent. And I'd say after probably 11 or 12 hours it disappears from your skin completely. Now price is quite high. It retails currently for 255 euros for 75 milliliters. That's quite high price, and you can find it for much cheaper price at discounters, or if you buy secondhand. I bought this one secondhand, and yeah, I just didn't really pay a lot of money for it. I'm super excited about it. I'm thrilled about it. I could almost say that I got it for a bargain, So comparing the retail price and the price you can pay at discounters and the price that I ultimately paid, really, really good price on this one. But if you compare this one with other perfumes, similar ones, and with their prices, I would say that this one is worth the money. So it is quite well blended. It is an incredible artistic achievement, and performances, as I said, just 5 stars. Of course, you do need to test it out first and don't buy this, at least not at a full retail price. Okay, so to wrap things out, we are looking at one great fragrance, certainly a modern masterpiece. It is quite hyped now, and with a good reason. So the scent profile is quite unique. It's quite likable. I never met someone who said, this one smells on me, it doesn't smell good. You will be noticed, it is quite noticeable, and people will like it. I guess because of that cinnamon note, because it's often people like cinnamon. I would say it is mostly a warm, spicy fragrance with hints of aromatics and suede leather. Definitely not something you see or smell every day. Again, performance is excellent, perfect even, and the price, while it is quite high, uh, while the price is quite high at retail price, you can get this one for, I don't know, but paying, let's say, 200 euros for this, I would say is pretty reasonable for this one for all the reasons that I just mentioned. If you want to test it, I would advise you do what I did. You go to official Memo's page and you get their discovery set. It had, I think, like 8 or 10 fragrances, or 9, I don't know. Had French leather, Irish leather, some others, and for, I believe, 50 euros you can truly test this one out. You can truly test some other queer nomades out and just get a good sense of what you would be getting. So if you are interested, I would definitely advise you to go and pay. Well, I mean, you may argue that it is a lot of money, and to a certain extent it is, but if you buy this one and you don't like it, you will pay a lot of money for something that you didn't like. And also with discovery sets, you can always discover more fragrances, and who knows, maybe some other you will like more than African leather, and that's perfectly fine. So thank you for this video. I do hope that I brought you some new insights into this masterpiece, and if you liked the video, please like it and subscribe. Also, if you have any thoughts about this one, or you have any questions regarding this perfume or anything other in perfume world, please leave a comment. Thank you once again, and I will see you next time.